Boy, let me tell you what. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say where I've been, not yet, because that's just, I can't give all my business out. But I was up there, and I said yesterday when I was at this office last time and they shot me down, well, that little boy has since been fired. When I told you that that was a corrupt little motherfucker that took my information, well, he's been since fired, okay? And I'll get into that later, but I just think that's really odd. But it has screwed the pooch for me in a way. But this is how the world of corruption works and how people higher up work to cover their asses so corrupt motherfuckers like this can continue doing business and take your money, put it in their pockets, and hurt other people in here that want to speak out. But I'm not going to shut up, but I'm going to say this, motherfuckers. And I pissed this lady off so bad tonight, and I told her, I said, well, she goes, well, I don't get involved in politics, and I don't have time for that. I said, well, now you know. I said, now that you know, in the eyes of God, it's a sin if you don't act on it. If you sit back and act blind to the truth and still don't act, it's a sin. It just flat out, it's wrong. It's sin to sit back and knowingly watch people die, take money that doesn't belong to them, and then look me in the eye and lose your shit. I didn't go all God on her at first, No, I didn't. I kept trying to say, what my story was, and she didn't want to hear that. And I said, well, this is part of my story. This is why I'm here today. She's like, that's not what we're here for. You need to do this. I said, look, lady, I know what steps to take, but if you're not going to sit here and take my information down correctly, then you can't investigate what I'm trying to say, since I already got screwed to the pooch because of this corruption that's going on. And that little motherfucker that took my information the last time, yeah, he's fired. Yeah, he got fired. But nobody, oh yeah, and it's just, I see it, and I'm not going to be quiet, and not till I am free of this. Y'all should have left me alone. Now, I just want to be left alone, but I'm going to keep digging, and I'm going to keep digging. As long as people are coming for me, hurting me and hurting my animals, putting my life in jeopardy on a daily basis, I'm going to keep fighting. And I have every right to fight for my life. I have every right in this world and in the next to stand in truth and fight for my life. And I wanted to say something else. When I was on my way downtown this morning, I noticed a vehicle that I had helped here at the trails. About 2 years ago, I noticed this car that needed a jump. And this is when I had my fusion, and I was like, I don't want to help. I don't want to give anybody a jump. I don't want to help any. I don't want to mess my car up at all. I didn't even want to give people jumps, because that was my little baby, But, she was stranded. And I said, okay, I did it. And she had a little bright blue Mustang, right? I mean, you couldn't miss this car, okay? It was not an older Mustang, but not a newer one either, because it had the older body style. Well, there was that blue Mustang. And I noticed it because when I was at the intersection of Slaughter and South First, I noticed it making a U-turn into the 7-Eleven. And she pulled up to get gas. And I'm at the light. I'm the first one at the light. So I have the full view of the intersection there. And I'm watching her. And she doesn't get out. And the light had just changed, so I had it was a four-way light, and it's a big intersection there. So you have a good couple of 2-3 minutes to sit there at the light, and she never got out of the car. She just sat there, and I'm like, well, okay, why aren't you getting out pumping gas? Well, this is what I'm trying to say, that I'm followed all the time. Now, and what really chaps my ass is I helped this bitch. I gave her a jump. See, this is all about this gaslighting and all this shit that goes on here. And it's been going on for a long time. Oh, yeah. So, and you want to follow me in the same car that's bright as day. I see you. I see you, motherfucker. And I flipped her off. I was like this. Fuck you, and it's just what I know and what I see. Oh, please, I'm just screaming my truth these days. I'm just screaming it.